There once was a girl called Penny who loved to make people laugh. She was always clowning around. Annie loved it when she went over to Penny's house. She always had so much fun. Now, Annie and Penny were having so much fun that they nearly forgot about the fair that was coming to town that day.
All up, ladies and gentlemen, see the sensational clowns, Whoopsie and Poopsie!
But Poopsie the clown wasn't sneezing to be funny. She really did have a cold. A very bad cold.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to interrupt the show to announce that Poopsie will not be appearing this afternoon.
And so Penny got her chance to be a clown for the rest of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big hand today for our new clown, Penny! Well, that's enough clowning around, folks. Let's trip on over there for another song.
Once, there was a special kitchen where some amazing things happened. While the three cleaners argued over who was the best, Frida the Frypan came in, and boy, was she dirty. But after all Stevie's hard work, Frida the Frypan was still dirty. So, Willa the washing up liquid decided to give it a go. But Frida wasn't going to listen to any of this squabbling. So the dishes in the kitchen got squeaky clean, and that's a cleansing tale. Now, let's do a little moving of a different kind. This is a story about a family of fun-loving creatures called the Buzzles. You can always tell when a Buzzle is having fun. Their antenna sticks straight up in the air. Now, most of all, the Buzzles love bouncing. So much that they lived next to a trampoline that meant they could bounce whenever they felt like it. But Becky Buzzle was a bit different. She didn't get so excited about bouncing. She liked books. And you could tell Becky loved to read because it made the antenna on her head stick up in the air. Meanwhile, Billy saw that Becky was having a really good time and she wasn't even on the trampoline. And so Billy listened to the story while the other Buzzles bounced away. Just then, Bella got tired of bouncing and saw that the other Buzzles were having lots of fun. Then the Buzzle family did something they'd never done before. They all went off to the library to get more books. And when they'd all finished that book, they swapped again. Now it's time to close this storybook and go off for some more musical fun. Come on! Once upon a time, there was a girl called Samantha. Samantha was very excited because today she was doing something very special. Part of the museum she really liked, but part of the museum she didn't like. Samantha's little sister Caitlin was going to the museum too, and what Caitlin really wanted to see was... Samantha thought dinosaurs were a bit boring. When the girls arrived at the museum, Caitlin headed straight for, you guessed it, the dinosaur exhibit. While Samantha waited for her sister, something very mysterious happened. Something started moving and talking. Samantha looked around. Where was the talking coming from? Samantha couldn't believe her eyes and ears. The dinosaurs were moving and talking. Samantha had never thought about how dinosaurs used to live. Just then, Caitlin came back. And that's the end of a roaring good story. Come on, time to shake those tails out and do some roaring of our own. There once was a tortoise called Terry, who lived at the bottom of a garden. Terry was a very hungry tortoise. She loved to eat, especially vegetables. One day when Terry was having her morning snack, her friend Peter the possum came to tell her some exciting news. But Terry wasn't the sort of tortoise to give up easily. Luckily, the family who owned the garden had 2 children, so there were lots of toys lying around. Just at that moment, Kylie the kangaroo bounced by. But after a while, Terry realised she wasn't getting very far. Terry was a determined tortoise, and she still didn't give up. Now, a less determined tortoise might have given up then, but not Terry. None of Terry's brilliant plans seemed to be working, so by the time Ribby Rabbit hopped by, Terry was feeling a little discouraged. At last, Terry knew she had the answer. So Terry zipped over to Farmer Brown's veggie patch on her speedy skateboard. So Terry enjoyed a wonderful feast with her friends. And from then on, whenever she wanted to get somewhere in a hurry, she just hopped on her speedy skateboard. Come on, I'll race you over there for a song.
Let's try dancing, twirl me around.
This is a magical tale about a pig called Penny. Penny lived on a farm where she was very happy. She especially loved rolling in the squelchy mud. But there was something else that Penny wanted to do, something quite extraordinary. Now, Penny had two piggy friends who lived with her, Patrick and Philippa. Patrick and Philippa loved Penny, and they wanted her dream to come true too. So one afternoon, they decided to give her flying lessons. Now, some pigs would have given up after that, but Penny wanted to try again. Patrick ran off and came back with... Once she had her wings on, Penny was ready to try again. Penny sat there sadly as the sun went down. But she didn't know that someone else had been watching her flying lessons, Erlinda the cat.
Meow.
Erlinda was a mysterious cat. It had been said that she had magical powers. So Penny closed her eyes tight and wished that she could fly. She wished with all her heart. Who'd have believed it? A flying pig! From that day on, whenever Penny wanted to fly, she just closed her eyes and remembered how one night she'd wished on the magical moon and her dream had come true. Well, that's the end of the story. So it's time to fly off for another song. Did you ever hear of the Dazzler Ducks? A world-famous troupe of dancing ducks that wowed everybody who saw them. But the Dazzler Dancing Duck Troupe had a problem. There were only 3 of them. So the Dazzler Ducks advertised for dancers. And on audition day, the ducks showed the cat a few duck dance steps to try. So the ducks and the disco cat started rehearsals for their big outdoor concert. Finally, Dazzler Ducks and the Dazzling Disco Cat were ready. The big outdoor concert was about to start when... So as the rain poured down from the sky, the world-famous Dazzling Dancing Ducks and Disco Cat wowed their audience. Bravo! Bravo! You know, I've got the urge to do a bit of dancing myself. Want to join me?
I'm gonna find you again. Close your eyes and count to 10.
Today was the first day of the Rock family's holiday. When the Rock family arrived at the Rocky Mountains, they couldn't wait to try out some holiday activities. First, they went horse riding. Finally, Grandma Rock was all saddled up and ready to rock. After all that rocking around, the Rocks decided to do something a little more relaxing. So they went to the rock pool for a swim. It was only a stone's throw away. Jumping in the pool was fun, but the Rocks had forgotten one thing. They sink. Fred Rock climbed to the very top of the hill, when all of a sudden, he slipped and started rolling down the hillside. The Rock family were having such fun that they didn't stop rocking and rolling until it was time to go home. It was the best holiday ever. You know, I feel like doing a bit of rocking and rolling myself. Let's go! Once upon a time, in a very noisy castle, there lived a very rowdy royal family. The next morning, while the castle was asleep and all was quiet, a friendly water dragon came along. He was looking for a peaceful place to live. The dragon was so happy that he settled down and fell fast asleep. Just then, Princess Penelope had a great idea. Peace at last. And so the Queen and the princesses and the dragon lived happily together for a very long time. Now, I feel like making a bit of noise myself. Come on! Swimming with the fishes.